Hey, it's Robin Casey with At Your Own Pace Crafting. Today is Thursday, March 26th, and I'm not going to say it, but y'all know what I'm thinking. So I hope y'all had a great week last week. I did. I was at a retreat with 60 other wonderful women, and we had an absolute blast from Wednesday to Sunday down in Eatonton, Georgia at the 4-H center, I guess is 4-H camp, 4-H center. Anyway, such a wonderful week. Got so much done, so much inspiration, met so many wonderfully nice people. And I'm excited. I'm ready to go back. And I've only been home since Sunday. So y'all probably know what I mean, what I'm feeling. So today we are going to make a couple of birthday cards. Now I made some birthday cards based on Jackie Ballheis cards. And I love the cards. I'll show you the cards. They were on my Facebook page and my website probably a couple weeks ago. So this is one and another. And all of these first four that I'm showing you are SIP cards, stamp, ink, and paper. That's all we use. I love these. And it's the Round We Go bundle. And so these are the stepped up cards. Can't really see. I mean, you can kind of see. Yeah, they're so pretty. I just love them. So bright and colorful. So I wanted to do these. Well, this bundle is no longer available. So I'll give you a little peek into my creative brain, which really is not very creative, but my process, my thought process. Okay, so I wanted to do circles. So I know that we have the Encircled with Love stamp set. So I pulled this one out, and I really like it. But I started looking at it, and for what I'm doing, I didn't really like the sentiments in the middle of the circles. So we are going to use this in a different way, and I'll show you when we get to it. It turned out a whole lot cuter than I thought it was going to. I had it in my mind. I had both of these cards in my mind, and this one turned out way cuter than I thought it would. So then I thought about the Silly Safari stamp set. Because you see, these sentiments are curved, and the bundle comes with the 1 7/8 inch punch. So I thought, that's great, circle. I made it work, but it's not exactly what I thought I was going to do with it. So anyway, I hope you like what we're going to do today. So I will go ahead and cut down to my desk, and we will get started. Okay, so the first card that we're going to make is this card. And you may be wondering, where did I get this circle? You didn't see I didn't see a circle when she was showing the stamp sets. So this goes back to close to my heart days. We used to do this a lot. Oh wait, I already have it on a block. So first doing the note card size. So this is, I have my measurements written down to tell y'all. A 5x7 sheet of paper scored at 3.5 inches, note card size. And then I have a piece of white paper, basic white, 4 3/4 by 3 1/4, and we're going to decorate this piece of white, and we're going to put it on top of the card base. Okay, so what I did, this is the Way to Go circle from that Encircled with Love stamp set. Okay. I mean, I do not get me wrong. I love this stamp set, but not for what I wanted to do. So I thought, I can flip this around and use this stamp, the back of this Way to Go circle stamp, as a circle. And the reason that I use that one is with this stamp set, the others are not even. I could have used, I guess the thank you is. But this happy birthday, is squiggly lines. This has the bird's tail coming out, Anyway, that's why I went with this one. And it turned out really great. It's actually, I think it may be a little bigger than the others. I don't know. Okay, so we're going to start out with Calypso Coral ink. And as you can see, I have all of this stuff here. And my inks are over here on the side. So I just don't have room. But y'all know what ink looks like. Okay. So I'm going to take my piece of 4 3/4 by 3 1/4. I'm just inking up the back of this Way to Go stamp. Okay. And I'm going to just put it in the corner here. Okay. And then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to do stamp off image up here in the corner. So I'm kind of following what the card is, because let me show you. It is stamped and then turned and stamped off. Okay, so it's two-tone. So we're staying a little bit true to the card design. Okay, so now let's go to Daffodil Delight ink. We're just doing the same thing. Just inking up the back of the stamp. And I'm going to overlap a little bit because I thought that turned out pretty cute. I didn't know if it would, but it did. Okay, so then since we're stamped off, we're going to go up here and do a little stamp off image up here. It kind of looks like balloons to me. It's fun. Okay. So now next we will do, why don't we do the Azure Afternoon. I don't know if that's how you say it. I have been studying French for several years now. By several, I mean like 8, 9, 10, I don't know. A lot of years doing Duolingo. And I am still not proficient, but it's okay. I used to work for a company that was bought by a French company, and we had some French people working out of our office in Woodstock, Georgia. And I was told by one of the sweet young men who, he did say that I reminded him of his mother. So it tells you how young he is. But he said that my pronunciation was excellent. So I'm taking that, and I'm celebrating that because that makes me happy. Okay, and so now we're going to move to our Coastal Cabana. But you see how I'm doing? I'm just stamping circles and then stamping off another image. Okay. I got inks everywhere around here, guys. Okay, let's put this one in the middle. I like that. And then we will stamp it off down here. Isn't this so cute and colorful? I just love it. Okay. So next we are going to put in a little sprinkle image. Okay, for the first sprinkle image, I used the triangles, and I don't know if I really like that. So there's another little image that literally it looks like sprinkles. So that's why I'm saying we're sprinkling in some sprinkles. So let's try that. I don't know if it is sprinkles. I really don't. It could be rain. I don't know. All right, so we're just going to sprinkle in a few. We're going to call them sprinkles because that's fun to say. We're going to sprinkle in sprinkles. So we'll sprinkle in a little bit over here. Sprinkle in a little bit over here. And then, I don't know, we'll sprinkle in just a tiny bit over here. And then I think I want to sprinkle some up here too. Okay, how's that look? I like it. Okay, set the sprinkles aside because we're going to use those on the next card. Okay, and then we're going to stamp our sentiment. Woohoo, it's your birthday. And this comes from the Silly Safari. The only thing that I used on these cards from Encircled with Love is the back of the Way to Go stamp. So all right, and we will put this sort of down here in the middle. Very nice. And put up our ink so we don't get it all over our card. And then I'm just going to get the adhesive out. And, well, let's do it the right way now. Put this decorative piece on our card base. And we are done with the first card. That was quick and easy and so cute and colorful. I love it. I hope you guys love this. Oh, I just love it. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the next card. This is the one that I chose to redo. So I've got my, this is what it looks like. I thought, oh, I just thought it was so cute. The zebra, oh my goodness, so cute. So with this one, first we're going to, well, let me tell you the pieces. Okay, so our card base is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25, and then we have a piece of basic black cardstock that is, I didn't write that measurement down, but I have it written down somewhere else. The basic black is 3 5/8 by 4 7/8, and this basic white piece is 3.5 by 4 3/4. So, same thing. We're going to decorate this white piece. First off, I'm going to lay our circles, and I'll explain our circles when we get there. How I did these circles. Okay. And so, yeah, here are my sprinkles. I'll get my Daffodil Delight ink. And we're just going to, the reason that I laid the circles on is so that we know where to put our little sprinkles on. And just put one up here. Let's put another one here. And how about one down here? And we'll put one more right here. Okay. And we're going to be using the sprinkles in the center with our zebra. So I'll set those aside. Okay, so now that we've done our little bit of stamping, I am going to go run this through the embossing folder, which Dashing Designs is what was used on this card. That is no longer available. So I chose Beautiful Patterns because I like it. I think it's very pretty. It's subtle and a little delicate. So I'll be right back. I would do this over here, but it's loud and it shakes the table. Okay, I'm back. Ooh. All right, so it has a little subtle texture. Let me see if we can get it up here good enough for y'all to see. There, can you see it? Yeah, I think it's pretty. Okay, set this aside, and we are going to put this now on our black piece of paper, basic black cardstock. And then we'll talk about the circles and what I did with the circles. Okay, here's basic black. Okay, there we go, just a little border showing through. Okay, so the circles are Azure, Afternoon, Pretty Peacock, and Calypso Coral. And what I used was the two-tone cardstock. So I stamped, I've already adhered those together. I I used the punch, the 1 7/8 punch for the bigger circle, and the 1 3/4 punch for the smaller circle. And I used the dark side of the cardstock for the big circle and the light side of the cardstock for the small circle. But it doesn't really matter. As long as you punch a circle from each, then you can do light on the bottom, dark on the top, or vice versa. It's up to you. But this is what I chose to do. Dark on the bottom, light on the top. So let's adhere our Calypso Coral. Okay. Now this is another design choice that we're going to talk about. Okay. When I did this card, I did stamp this on after I put our focal point on there. But I think since I've done it, we already know where it needs to go. And plus you can turn it. It's a circle. Why didn't I think of that? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp the It's Your Day, Go Wild, which I love that sentiment. It is your day. You do whatever you want to do. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp it. I'm sorry if you're seeing the top of my head. And then, like I said, it's a circle. We can turn this whichever way we want to. You know, sometimes I do these things and I'm not really thinking, you know. Are y'all like that? Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and put our circles on. We'll start with the Azure Afternoon. Oh wait, maybe I shouldn't. Well, no, we can do it. It's fine. We know where this is going. So you see it's hanging a little bit off the edge. I think for this one I'm gonna, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna do it just a little bit off the edge, and I'll show you why when we get there. Because you see I left the circles hanging off the edge a little bit on this card. I kind of want to trim them off on this one and see what that looks like. Okay, so that's why I'm having this internal debate about cutting this one off, but it's just a very tiny bit, so I think it'll be just fine. Okay, this one I hung off a little bit more, but you see what I'm doing? I just turning the paper over, snipping off what's hanging off the edge. And there you see, it's nice and clean. So do it whichever way you want. I kind of like both ways. I really do. Okay, so now let's go ahead and adhere this piece to our card base. And then we're going to stamp our zebra. And he is so cute. I just love him. Okay. Here we go. That's on our card base. Here's our zebra. Let's get our Memento Black back out. Okay. Oops. Get him inked up real good. And the reason I chose the zebra, to be quite honest, is because he's black and white. And the only thing that we need to color is his snout. And really what I wanted to do was to put the It's Your Day Go Wild on top of the zebra, but that didn't work. So my next best choice was put it over there. But I think it turned out pretty cute. What do you guys think? Okay. And zebra done. Okay. Now, a little bit more stamping because we're going to put our little sprinkles on here. Okay, our Daffodil Delights hanging out over here. And yeah, let's go ahead and do it before we cut the circle. Only because I want to see how it turns out. Because it may cut off some of it, and actually that'd be kind of cute. Because I didn't do it that way. I did the sprinkles after I cut the circle. So let's try this way. You know, when you're designing cards, there's so many choices. Okay, for his little snout, I guess that's what you call it, I used petal pink. So I'm going to take the dark petal pink and just kind of go around the edge here. It's a little flicking, not too much. I mean, this is such a small area. This is really going to be quite simple. And then took a little bit of the light, just flicked a little bit of the light on here. I'm leaving the middle, and then we're going to come back with the dark and just kind of swish. That's it. Okay, so now here's the test. Here's our 1 7/8 punch, and oh, I hope I gave enough of the circle to punch. I think I did. I think I did. Yeah. All right, I think that looks pretty good. There we go. Okay, let me see, how did we do? It turned out cute. It looks almost exactly what I did before, but I like this very much. Okay, so here's our card base, and we are going to use dimensionals to pop up our little zebra circle. Okay. And just need one. Okay. Had that one hanging on there. Wanted to finish up that card of dimensionals. It's very satisfying to finish something up to me. Okay. Here's our zebra, and you're going to pop up in the middle here. There you go. And then to finish the card, we will put some rhinestone basic jewels, basic rhinestone jewels, however you want to call them. All I know is we've got to corral them. And I'm just using 3 little ones Just a little bit of bling. And put one here. And one more. And then we will be done with our card. There. All right. So here we go. So we have this one, and we have this one. And then I'll put the inspirations up here so you can see. No, that's not the one. Here it is. Here's the one. There. Yeah. So I love, here, I love to take cards that I've done a while back and redo them with current new products that are available, because it's just so much fun and it looks brand new. And just the inspiration that comes from looking at another card and using that card as your pattern, it to me it's inspirational. So anyway, I hope that y'all enjoyed these cards and getting a little insight into my creative process. If you want the free tutorial that comes with my newsletter every Friday, just either send me an email at yourownpacecrafting@gmail.com, or you can go to my Facebook page, same thing, at Your Own Pace Crafting, and hit the button, sign up for my newsletter there. Okay, I think that's it. If y'all have questions, you can put them in the comments. I'll come back and I'll answer them. And that's it. So I will see y'all next week. And if you do go to my Facebook page, I put up some sweet pea cards, and those are going to be the inspiration for what we're going to do next week. I'm using the Turtley Awesome, I think, stamp set. Anyway, it's going to be turtles, and it's going to be cute, I hope. Okay, thanks y'all. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week.